It's Team Fuze live on Barrack Street with Radionix, fresh off the Utica Music and Arts Festival, among other great things happening with this up-and-coming group. So we're really excited to talk to you guys. We love the energy that's going on right now with the band. So the first question I want to ask is, like, where have you all been all our lives? Where did everybody come from? Have you been doing other things before this?
Sam?
I've been in the air for a while with a few bands, but it's been taking a little break for a while. It's taken us some time to get this project together, actually. Probably 4 years in the making, just to find these people here that get along so well, which is a key part of a successful band is personality. It has lots of things.
So everybody loves each other then?
Yeah,
Yes,
you know,
we're
the
so
dynamic, I think, between the members of the group is really the key.
Yeah.
You know, to find people that are talented enough to do music is one thing, but to be able to get along with everyone.
And the communication is all.
It's always like they say, it's a marriage, and it's a five-way marriage that we've got going. And I think that, you know, we all feed off of each other's energy and intensity. And,
Absolutely.
it's still a work in progress, but, you know, we come to the table with a lot of individual talents. Lex and Rick, my God, I mean, fronting the band, fantastic. You know, so we've got a lot of big things planned ahead for the future. Saranac, we'd like to break in on a Thursday night in Saranac. We'd like to do the gig up at the casino.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got a lot of good things on the horizon.
Well, and talk to me about how you've put the set together, because it's a really smart set of cover songs so far. So I'd like to know a little bit more about how that gelled and your stylings, as well as what's on the horizon for original music, maybe from you guys.
Yeah, we all throw things out. Like, we all try to make sure everybody thinks they make, you know, and then we discuss it and make sure everybody wants to do it. You know, it's a little bit of everybody's styles put together.
We try to pick tunes that other bands aren't doing. We study the other bands out there. We want to do something different. Not to say we don't do a couple that, you know, are very popular because the crowd likes that type of material. But I think we focus on different.
Yeah, different but still familiar. And I think another ingredient is, and I don't want to put Dan and I on the spot, but our age variance through the whole group. You know, we pick and choose favorites from a lot of different eras.
Yeah. But
everything's still relevant.
Yeah.
You know, when we grew up with a lot of these 80s songs, like some of the Journey stuff that we're going to do. You know, we knew that when it was new. Now, it's classic rock. Who would have guessed, right? But
we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, you know, we're young at heart, but I think that the variance in the age and the influences that we all have musically, they really come out in a lot of the songs that we take, and they're fun to play.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and I want to talk about that too, particularly because you guys have such a great energy. That's like a silly word that we like to use, you know, in and out of the industry to mean blah, 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 blah. But I don't mean that when I say that about you guys. You have this really palpable thing that lights people up. So just off one gig, because, right, you only played once for the UMAF, is that correct? Or did you have two gigs? There's a buzz already after that one gig, which was only last weekend, so that's clutch. So
it was only an hour and a half, and it was a set and a half. You know, we did Munson Williams Art Fest.
Okay.
We were up on a big stage there, and that was really our first live performance in front of an audience.
Yeah.
And that was really exciting. You know, we all treat this as a milestone to play at Lucan's, which we consider one of the best clubs on the Strip of Barrack.
For sure.
You know, and just the excitement that you see come out on stage like that, it tends to grow as the set goes on and as the show goes on.
And that makes people feel something in particular, I think. So it's really smart as a band, if I may say so, to lock in on that as much as you can, because then people read that and they have a connection with you guys as people somehow too through the music.
And it's really important, I think. And you know, I like to torture these guys when we do either shows or practice, and I like to jab a lot on the mic.
Sure.
She's ready to kill me, but you know, I really think, and I think Dan agrees too, that connection with the crowd. To reach out to one person and let them know.
I just want everybody to have as much fun as I'm having.
Yeah.
I have so much fun up there with these guys, even in rehearsal, but just being here is so much fun.
Right. And that totally reads, and it's awesome. So thank you guys sincerely for that.
Thank you.
The other thing I want to talk about, definitely before we're out of time here, is tone. the word tone for me with you guys is massive because it's happening from so many different varieties. Your vocal, the guitar. So how is everybody? Is that something that you arrive at separately? Do you think, or that you've grown as a group with really having your voice and your tone?
I think that individually, everyone shines and everyone really likes to hone their skills.
Yeah.
Jeff, my God, this guy comes in and he is the tone master. The stuff that he dials up on the keyboard, 99% accurate from what the record sounds like. So when people hear us do Van Halen and they hear us do Journey, they know immediately as soon as he comes in. Rick, guitar is a constant work with getting that tone. Bass, it's constant. It's dialed in.
We all love what we do. So,
Yeah.
we're part of that.
Yep. Individual effort and then the group combined is what brings that out.
And what do you think is the fine line or the difference or the mode of creation in terms of bridging the gap from the song that you're trying to do as a cover versus who you are as an individual act? Like, do you think about how the record really sounds versus how you sound?
It depends on if there's like key parts in it that might stand out to the audience. You want to still have the parts in there that people are going to recognize, but also make it unique too. So both of them.
I tend to think that as a group we play as close to the record as you're going to hear.
Yeah.
When I grew up playing the bass, I played to, remember, Rock 107.
Yeah.
Okay?
I sure do.
And all those
Holy
DJs.
crap.
Man, when
Yeah.
I was in high school in the 80s, I used to play to the radio. That was my mode of learning.
Yeah.
So I'm used to that, locked into the record. And some bands do it and some don't. And, we respect the groups that like to do that little variance.
Yeah.
That's the creative thing. We tend to stay closer to home with what we're doing.
People get excited when they hear the vintage tones coming out, the actual straight to from the record.
Yeah, certain hooks or licks
Right.
or whatever
Just
are
people
really
know.
important to people, right? They fire them up.
Yeah.
Also, I want everyone to introduce themselves before we depart here, so if you could all do that, that would be great.
I'm Jeff Dingman, I'm the keyboard player.
Dan Beal on drums.
Ricardo Ramirez at lead guitar.
I'm Alexis Von Hertz. I'm the vocalist.
And Mark Cercelli, bass guitar.
And now I want to know what's in store for you guys. Where can we catch you next for all the folks who missed out on tonight, which is really sad. But we will forgive you if you're out at the next show, so tell us what's up.
You're going to catch us here on Fuze, I think, to start with. But we're in the process. We are brand new. I mean, we are breaking in. We'd like to get into a rotation with some of the clubs. We don't have anything yet, but we're working on it. And it happens within a day or two.
Yeah.
Literally, when we did the O'Donnell's show last week,
That 2-day notice.
we got a 2-day notice to do this.
So cool.
We had to make some changes on the fly really quickly, personnel-wise and equipment-wise and set list-wise.
So they're flexible venues, very flexible. Also, it's really cool, for me, being somebody who's also involved in the music festival, to watch you guys rebook so quickly. That's stellar. That's exactly what we want to see happening. So I guess my last question here is, did you guys do any networking at the fest with other bands, or what might you have to say about what that's done for you guys aside from this gig right here, which is of course awesome. That's exactly what we want. But outside of that, did you have any benefit?
Well, Hot Rocks, OTR, Gridley Page, Simple Props. A lot of these guys, everyone networks together, and that's the beauty of this. I mean, there's no animosity between people. Drummers go out to see drummers, guitar players go out to see guitar players, singers sing. And we're all friends. I personally know a lot of these guys and the rest of the band, and I think that when there's a little bit of a buzz that, hey, there's a new group around, let's go check them out.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes is one or a couple different people and the right people to come in and give us that boost. And so the networking is really important. And especially like somebody like Rick that wasn't born here, somebody that came from originally California. But the fact that he's a musician, a guitar player, and the guy's smooth as hell.
Yeah.
It's easy to make friends, man. And when we do that networking, we're all in that same circle. That really helps.
Let me get on the soapbox for a minute, but that's really important, Utica, So I'd really like to see as much of that as we can muster. Like, come out and support each other, get a network really strong going, think about who can open for you, who you can open for, because that's what makes us a community.
Yeah, and then you're always playing for your friends. You're always having a good time.
Yeah.
It's just always a good time.
Yeah, and those are when the best shows happen, when it just feels great. So we're really excited to have you guys here, and we hope you guys have a great time, just like we're having listening to you. And it's been really stellar in there at Lucan's. So thanks to Lucan's, thanks to Radionix, and thanks to Team Fuse.
Thank you.
Check it
Thank
out.
you, Fuze.
Good night.